Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. I want to thank our sponsors, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital, for making it happen. Also want to thank Katelyn Labarre, our VP of Marketing and Communication. Diamond Dave, our cameraman, could not be with us today, but the multi-talented Kate Labarre, our VP of Marketing and Communications, is on the camera. So special shout out to Katelyn. Speaking of Katelyn's, we have Katelyn Labarre, who is the Director of Mission and Mission Advancement for Best Buddies of Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Katelyn, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Could you work a camera in a pinch if we needed you?
I don't know. It might be a Katelyn thing, but I could try.
Yeah, you could do it. Well, you know, Best Buddies is an international organization, but for viewers who might not be familiar with really kind of an incredible mission, maybe you could give a little overview of the scope of work that Best Buddies does.
Yeah, Best Buddies really works all across the nation and internationally to bring awareness to the offerings that we can have for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So really trying to make sure they're included in all facets of society. So, you know, here in the Worcester area, we have a ton of inclusive opportunities for social activity, for job placement, for leadership development skills. We really like to say we have a life cycle of opportunities for individuals in our community.
And individuals for those individuals with intellectual development disabilities, what's the age range that Best Buddies works with?
We really work, we say 0 to 99. We have a new family program called Uni's Buddies that really supports new young parents with young children that have a disability or have recently been diagnosed. And so, you know, they might have just been born. They might be in their, 0 to 5-year-old toddler age, but we support them. So we start off really, really young. And then our jobs program works with adults in the community to find them integrated employment. Individuals can be any age, 18 plus, to get involved. So we work with individuals that are 18 and work with individuals that are well into their adult years to make sure that they're finding a job, feeling independent, and have those skills to get them to the next phase of life.
And roughly, on any given day with the Massachusetts Rhode Island chapter, I mean, how many individuals and families are you working with?
Tens of thousands. We have a ton of individuals in our midst. We have over 250 schools that we work in, so we have opportunities for elementary through college age students to get involved. That's 275 chapters roughly, with some of the schools have 100 kids in them, or 100 to 200. We have over 250 individuals involved in our jobs program just in the Central Mass area that we've helped find employment over the years. So add in them and their families, their networks that have all been influenced by the mission of Best Buddies. It's thousands.
Right. Now, in order to provide that support and those services, you're the Director of Mission Advancement, so
Yes.
I assume that is out trying to raise money and get people, raise awareness and engagement, and hopefully people to help financially. But what are the kind of funding sources for Best Buddies?
So we work with the Department of Education to get a lot of money from the state that can help fund the programs. Right. Our jobs program specifically works with DDS and Massability to.
DDS is the state agency.
Correct. Department of Developmental Services.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay.
So we work with them to make sure that our participants in those programs, have the funding to get job coaching and that one-on-one attention to help them, feel successful. We also have a lot of corporate partners that work with us across the state. We work really close with Plan of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. It's a trust agency that works to make sure that individuals have what they need going into their later years in life and are taken care of, and they're a great partner of ours.
And so, in addition to the fundraising, some of the state contracts, the staff pay for staff, but you also have kind of volunteer opportunities, correct?
Tons. We have tons of volunteer opportunities. We like to call all the participants of our school chapters volunteers because they spend their time after school, on the weekends, really trying to drive the mission of Best Buddies home, throughout their years in the school programs. We also have one-off, volunteer opportunities for individuals who are looking to work at one of our events or come into our office and spend time with our participants. And we have sort of an ongoing volunteer opportunity in our Citizens program, which is really, largely present here in Worcester. It's our adult friendship program. So for individuals 18 plus with or without a disability, they can sign up to become a volunteer. They could decide to become a one-on-one buddy with someone, or they can just choose to come and enjoy the social offerings that we have in group events, group outings, and it's a really, really wonderful time. Right.
There was a well-known quarterback for the Patriots that was very involved with Best Buddies.
There was.
For a long time, Tom Brady. But so you talked about for individuals or families that that may have someone with developmental intellectual disabilities. Oftentimes, through the educational system, kind of pre-K, K through 12, you're working kind of in tandem with the schools and some of the agencies. But oftentimes, there's an age-out age, right?
Right.
And that's when, many individuals and families sometimes can get lost or feel overwhelmed. How do we continue to get the support? And that's maybe where the jobs program and some of the services you provide are even more important than ever.
Exactly. So that family program I mentioned called Uni's Buddies that starts off, really from 0 to 1 years old when a parent recognizes and has a diagnosis for their child. We're hoping that this new program, it just launched last summer here in Massachusetts, can help foster those tricky years of what parents might not know and what they might need to learn for their child to feel more prepared, not only when they're a child, but as they, age out of high school and are looking for next steps. So we have a leadership development program that sort of is that transition age in between school and what might be the next step after graduation. And that helps, students and individuals feel more confident, find the skill set that they want to hone in on and where they might want to go next and help them navigate those years. And it might be the jobs program, or it might be a full-time, internship or volunteer opportunity that they choose to do instead, depending on what works best for them. But it's a really, personalized program to make sure that we know our participants best and can help them navigate the next step.
Yeah, well, I say this on the show regularly, and we say it multiple times a day when we talk about the work of our team at the Chamber and our volunteers. But the single biggest issue that we hear from our employers, regardless of the size of the company or the sector they're in, is access to talent, needing employees to do a variety of different things. And
Absolutely.
Given some of the demographics and kind of the shortage of employees out there, part of our response back is talent comes from many places and forms.
Absolutely.
And so could you maybe just talk about how you work with the employer community to try to scope out where there are jobs and try to find placements?
Absolutely. So when a participant comes to the jobs program, they're matched with a one-on-one job coach. So that coach gets to learn about them and learn about what their interests are, where they might like to see themselves, whether it's in an office setting or in a food service setting. Maybe they want to work at a library or in a school. And depending on their interests, they do a lot of intentional outreach to different employers, some that are, ongoing employer partners, some that are new and maybe have shown interest, but working with them through the job search process to really figure out what employers might be the best fit, getting to know the employer, getting to know the employee, and really working on building the gap in any, relationship building that they can help with. So getting to learn about, all the different offerings of employers around the Worcester area is definitely a specialty of our job coaches, and they're very familiar with all the offerings. So,
and those job coaches don't go away once the match is made. They're
Correct.
there to kind of help work through things, issues when they come up, which happen with every employee, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, regardless.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They provide support directly for the participants' first couple of weeks of employment, and then they do very regular check-ins, stop-ins. They work with their employee to make sure that the relationship with the employer is strong, work on any kinks, and make sure that they really have a comfortable setting that they can thrive in.
So we just have about a minute left. Any upcoming events as you try to grow awareness and raise some money?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, for anyone interested in getting involved on a volunteer setting, we have the Citizens Program, which I mentioned, which is ongoing. We have monthly events in the Worcester area, super fun and easy to get involved, just a short application process. And then our biggest fundraiser in the Central Mass area is coming up now next month, May 17th at Polar Park. It's our Friendship Walk, free, family-friendly, huge turnout for the community. It's a really great way just to see the mission in action, get to meet some of our participants, and help us raise a bit of money to keep our programs going and strong.
And what was the date again? May 17th?
May 17th, yep,
May
Polar
17th.
Park.
And people can go on bestbuddies.org to learn more?
Yes, bestbuddies.org/Mari, M-A-R-I.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.